automatic movement, day and date function, water resistance, recessed crown at 4 o'clock, and a durable case. These are the 5 attributes of Seiko 5 watches. The first Seiko 5 was released in the year 1963 and it was very popular among watch enthusiasts, young and old, because of their versatility and affordability. However, in the recent years, there have been so many collaborations and releases that I kind of lost touch and interest towards Seiko 5 watches already. Things started to change last month when Seiko released 3 SSK models, their Seiko 5 GMT lineup. And today I'm going to get some hands-on with all 3 of them. Hello, I'm Tekfat from Posh Palette. I am a watch enthusiast based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And before we get into the video, I just want to say thanks to Seiko Boutique in the Valley Megamall for allowing me to film their watches. Now let's take a look at the watch. The case diameter of this watch is 42.5mm with a lug-to-lug of 45.5mm. Because of its short lug-to-lug, it will fit most wrists comfortably. It has a thickness of 13.6mm. It is not the thinnest watch, so you may have a little bit of a problem trying to slide the watch under your cuff. For the finishing, if you look closely, you can see a mix of brushed and polished finishing around the case. Overall, I think the case finishing is very well done, especially considering this is Seiko's more budget-friendly model. But with the polished surface, it catches fingerprints quite easily and I find myself wiping the case several times during the video shoot. The lug width of this watch is 22mm. I'm quite grateful that the lug width is not some odd numbers, so changing the straps shouldn't be a problem for this watch. The crown is located at 4 o'clock with a crown guard. However, it is worth noting that the crown is unsigned and it is not a screw-down crown because this is a Seiko 5 and not a Prospex. But this watch still features 100 meters of water resistance, so you will be pretty much safe wearing this watch for your daily activities, including swimming. The crystal of this watch is Seiko's Hardlex crystal. I typically don't have problems with them because I find them quite durable to handle day-to-day use. Looking at the right, we can see a Cyclops at 3 o'clock, magnifying the day function, and the Cyclops is slightly raised. The watch comes with display case back. I'm pretty sure that these are not sapphire crystal, so it is very safe to assume that these are just some mineral crystal used by Seiko. As for the dial, it comes with 3 colors, blue, black and orange, and they all have the Seiko 5 with the Superman 5 logo on top and the wording automatic and GMT at the bottom. And of course we can see the familiar Seiko 5 hour, minute and second hand. The only difference here is the additional GMT hand, which I think is very well proportioned to the size of the dial. There is an inner angle chaptering with minute and 24-hour marker allowing you to track your second time zone. The third time zone is of course tracked by the external rotating bezel. The indices and the hands are generously filled with Seiko's famous Lume bright to ensure visibilities at all conditions. And right now I'm going to share with you a very professionally done Lume shot. The SSKs come with bi-directional rotating bezel. There is no individual clicks that you expect from a Seiko diver, but they are quite solid and resistant. It requires a little bit of a force to rotate the bezel. They have a 2-color tone to differentiate the day and night. However, at least from my experience and the lighting condition when I shoot the video, I can't really see the differences of the 2 colors. But I do see some other YouTube videos where the dual color is very visible, so I guess it has something to do with the lighting conditions and how it plays with the lights. It is worth noting that there is no Lume bright on the bezel, so I strongly recommend bringing a torchlight if you need to see the markings on the bezel in the dark. Seiko slapped a Hardlex crystal on the bezel to make it more durable, so technically you can expect less scratches and more longevity for the bezel. The SSKs come with Seiko's in-house Calibre 4R34 movement, which is the modified 4R36 movement found in other popular Seiko 5 models. It vibrates at 21,600 beats per hour. It has 24 joules with around 40 hours of power reserve. Seiko also claims that the movement has a magnetic resistance of 4,800 ampere per meter, which translates to roughly 60 Gauss. It does give a little bit of peace of mind, but I still recommend avoid putting the watch near any magnetic sources like your cell phone or your laptop, for example. Since it is not a screw-down crown, the crown at 0 position is for winding the movement. Pull the crown out to the first position and rotate the crown clockwise to adjust the GMT hand, and rotate the crown anti-clockwise to adjust the date. Pull the crown further out to the second position and you can set the time. It is worth noting that this is a collar GMT, where the GMT hand is jumping instead of the hour hand. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see a comparison between a collar GMT and a true GMT. Before I talk about the bracelet, I would like to point out that the SSK have drilled lugs, so changing the straps will be rather easy. As for the bracelet, they are 22mm in size. They come with the familiar Seiko 5-row Jubilee design that strongly resembles the ones we see in the SKXs. They are polished at the middle and brushed at the sides. However, the bracelet feels more solid and less wobbly compared to the previous SKX models, so I guess there are some improvements done to the bracelet department. There is a 3-fold clasp with secure lock and push button release. There are 4 micro adjustments at the end of the clasp. It also feels quite solid, and now I'm going to let you listen to the clicking sound. Now I want to highlight some of the differences that you will see on the dial between these 3 color variants. The most obvious difference is of course on the GMT hand. For the blue and the black version, the GMT hand is red in color. As for the orange version, the GMT hand is in black. The boundary of the hour and minute hand of the orange version is golden instead of silver. And the 24-hour marking on the bezel is orange as well. Putting the watch on, you can definitely feel some weight to it, and I think it is a good thing because it feels solid and secure on your hand. Because of the short lugs, the watch also fits quite nicely on small wrists like mine. But the watch is a little bit tall, so it's not that easy if you want to slide the watch under the cuff. Now, which color should you get for the watch? Obviously, the black color is the safer choice of all. If you want only one watch to wear on all occasions, then I would recommend getting the blue one. It just looks slightly more interesting than the black one without sacrificing the versatility. But if I were to buy the watch for myself, then I would definitely get the orange one because it looks much more fun that way. Let me know in the comment section which color would you get if you were to buy the watch for yourself. Alright, that is all I have for you today. If you liked the video, consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, do check out my Instagram page at Posh Palette Straps, where you can find all kinds of leather and NATO straps for all your watches. Thank you so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.